Another edition of Riding Home, a post Super Bowl edition. And the first thing we'll get into, talked about this earlier today. Brock Bowers is going to miss spring football with a labrum or shoulder injury. He had surgery apparently earlier this month. And that's one thing we'll talk about. We'll also talk about a lot of different stuff. Where does Matthew Stafford rank in, some Hall of Fame discussion, et cetera. But Ryan, we're a month away from when Georgia won the national championship. Just global thoughts after signing day and this past month for the Dogs.
I think for the most part, other than these little injuries here and there, nothing but positives. I mean, you just won a national championship. Kirby Smart's only going to use that to recruit even better than he already has, which has been at an elite level. I think Georgia may not have had the number one class, but I think that the class coming in, the number three class, right, is extremely talented
Yes.
with a lot of guys that probably will play at least a little bit this coming season. So, I mean, you got a really good secondary class coming in. You got a good running back. You got another tight end to go with the already talented tight end room. So you add another quarterback to a talented quarterback room. So it's just replenishing. And we're going to see it happening over and over and over again. And Georgia's going to keep competing for national championships because they're doing the offseason right.
Well, I don't think there's any question about, that Kirby and them have an understanding of how to recruit in a way that maybe. Oh, I think they have the understanding. They've always had that. Understanding it and doing it are two different things. I cut myself with cardboard yesterday. That's always a kind of a challenging cut. A paper
Yeah.
cut's one thing, cardboard's another.
Yeah,
What'd you
bro.
think about Matthew on Sunday in the Super Bowl?
Not his best game, not close to his best game. I mean, he threw the 2 picks, but
Who cares
he
though?
played
I
good
mean,
enough to win. You won the Super Bowl.
I mean
Yeah,
the one
that's
the
a
one
that's a good point. You won the Super Bowl.
the one throw was. I mean, first of all, the
Well,
one throw was on his receiver. He just
yeah,
knocked the ball in the air, and that's what's going to happen
yeah.
that's what's going to happen with those. The other one was essentially a punt. I didn't mind that at all. I thought Van Jefferson did not have a
Yeah,
great
no,
game
yeah, it was.
at
That's a good
all.
way to put it. It was essentially a punt.
So
But he
I
shouldn't have
wasn't.
thrown that ball. He just shouldn't have thrown that ball.
Well, it was
Van
third and
Jefferson did have a
15.
good
What
game, and he ran home to the hospital right after. Did you see that?
he did have a good game.
He had a good day, is what I'm
Oh,
saying. Did
good
you see
day. Yes, I
his
did see
wife
where he
went
had
into
a
labor
child.
during the game? Yeah. So
Yeah,
he
that's
got the ring and ran home.
that's a lot. That's a lot right there. I'm gonna tell you
That
that right
kid can
now.
that kid can say my dad I was born when my dad won the Super Bowl. That's a pretty cool thing to say.
Yeah, uh that's a lot.
I know he's a Gator, but special day for Van Jefferson.
He was
Ah,
committed to Georgia until the
was
day
he?
before he went to, I think it was Mississippi, and then he eventually transferred to Florida. I don't want to get bogged down on him. I'm just trying to remember, or just trying to see, what he did yesterday, and I don't think it was a
He
very
had a
good
couple
day.
catches. It
You
wasn't
can't
anything
ever
special.
find anything online. I think
I thought
as soon.
I thought that he'd maybe step up a little bit when Odell went down.
He
Uh,
didn't though, did he?
no, I mean, not really.
No.
Was the game was better than the last 3 Super Bowls, but at the same time felt a little uneventful. Did you feel the same way?
Uh, I
Like the
can't
Joe
remember
Burrow
last year. Oh,
was
last year was Brady, which was very good. You had two star quarterbacks.
yeah, that was
Uh,
fun, but the game itself wasn't great.
no, it wasn't.
But
This was
this
a great. This was a great game. I thought
the
it was a
game
really good game.
it was a good game. I just thought the end, I was really pulling for Matthew to get the ring, but I felt myself wanting Joe Burrow to just lead them down the field on that last drive. But I just
Couldn't
want
do
the
it.
drive and I want the points. Well, he doesn't have the line.
Well, it's not. It's
If
not my fault. I mean,
it's not anyone's fault but the management team
it's
at
somebody's
Cincinnati.
fault. Yeah, Van
But
Jefferson had 4 receptions for 23 yards. Not a lot. 8 targets, I guess. But when Beckham went
contributed
out,
to
that
a Super Bowl.
yeah, no. He gets the ring. I'm not hating on him. I just I that should have been a more lopsided Rams win. And when you lose your essentially number two receiver, it becomes really tricky. And I thought Jefferson had the capability of stepping up and really being kind of trouble,
Well, they
but
just
he
started going to Cup
couldn't do
more.
it.
They just
Which
started
was,
going.
I mean,
He
he's
had
the
an
best
entire.
receiver. He's the most dangerous receiver right now in the league
Yeah.
with Matthew as his quarterback. He's nothing but trouble, Cup.
That drive was all Cooper Kupp. That touchdown drive there to give them the lead, that was the Cooper Kupp drive, and he deserved Super Bowl MVP in my opinion.
Okay, so here, let's go back to the discussion that you and
Yeah.
me and Matt have had often, which is, is Matthew Stafford better than Matt Ryan? And the answer clearly now is yes, right? I mean, do we get to
Oh
admit that?
man. Oh, I think
Oh, please don't do this. What is the answer is yes. You're allowed to say yes.
Matthew Stafford's more talented than Matt Ryan. He
Okay, good.
is. Matt Ryan didn't have this Rams. This Rams roster is stacked.
He
All
had a
right.
really good roster with the Falcons.
He didn't have the defense that the
Yeah.
Rams had,
We're
and
going to
that's
the
the
defense.
difference.
I
That's the
really didn't
difference.
see the defense play on that 15-yard drive, 15 play drive. But I mean, okay, the defense was really good.
No, but they showed up at the end when it needed to show up,
Yeah,
and
but
they
they don't get,
got to Burrow.
which they should have done. I think. Listen, I am a Joe Burrow fan,
Me too.
and I think that you don't know what the future is with Joe Burrow. I mean, I think that for him, uh, the first time I saw him play in Baton Rouge, he was a good player. He was a challenging guy to deal with. By the time Georgia played him in the SEC championship game, he was a totally different beast, and I would say he is one of the greatest college football quarterbacks of all time. And it's starting to be that he might be one of the best football players of all time. Not even just quarterbacks or college quarterbacks. You don't have to do that. He needs help. I mean, in a big way. If he doesn't get an offensive line, it's like the guys at ESPN were saying this morning, and they're correct. He's going to go the way of Andrew Luck. He's going to get too beat up. He's going to get too banged up. And you can love football you want to. That sounds great, but you cannot have Aaron Donald dry humping you all night long, and that's what happened.
Yeah, the best player in football getting to you is not. I mean, that
No.
Aaron Donald's a freaking nature. You don't want guys like him coming and hitting you all the time, and we already seen the effects of that last year towards ACL.
Yeah, you
Um,
can't. I mean, the league doesn't have a lot of Aaron Donalds, but they got plenty of Aaron Donald lights, and you just can't. Jerry Harrison was with the Steelers forever. He's the same basic thing as Aaron Donald. So the Steelers had that forever. They had Troy Polamalu. I'm saying that because the Steelers are in their division, and they
they
understand how to
got
play
T.J.
defense.
Watt, man.
Yeah, he's good. And,
I mean, he had
there's
22 and a half sacks,
Yeah, so you're gonna have to
15
deal with that stuff.
games.
You're gonna have to deal with that stuff. I thought the Super Bowl was awesome. I think it's a great. I liked halftime. Where were you on halftime?
I was expecting better.
Okay, what does that mean?
I felt under. I was really really excited for it,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't feel. And maybe my hopes were up a little too high, and I didn't feel
Probably.
like my excitement was reached. I felt like the production team, the audio should have been up on their mics. I felt like I could barely hear the rappers. I just there was a couple things. The set was really cool. I thought Kendrick Lamar did really good. And I thought Eminem had an opportunity to really bring it home there, and he just kind of. I thought it was mediocre. Not the worst, but not the best I've seen
Okay.
all
I mean,
time.
it's gotten very good reviews. You realize
I
that, right?
know,
Yeah.
I know, and I've talked to my friends about it, and it's mixed reviews
Well,
on
everybody
whether or not
says
they
mixed
loved it or not.
reviews. No, 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 no.
I've seen better
That
performances.
it's a Super Bowl halftime show. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's clarify a couple things. It's a Super Bowl halftime show by one guy who used to be in NWA, which I'm not going to explain what NWA means. It's not a wrestling term, and uh, you know, one of the best business people in music history, uh, by the way. But they
yeah, I
they
know.
they can't. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to part of
Oh,
our
okay.
audience here. Uh, you have to reach 100 million people with that performance. You cannot do some of the songs I would have liked to have heard. Ain't
Yeah,
no
there were some other songs
fun.
I would have liked to
Oh
have heard.
yeah, I mean, ain't no fun. There's a lot of them, frankly. And there was. I don't think there was a song from Doggy Style on that night.
Oh,
But anyway, um, it's hard to. I mean, Eminem's song is one of the biggest songs of this century, and so that was a
Mom
great song.
Spaghetti, the Mom
No
Spaghetti song,
question.
man.
But in the grand scheme of things, there was this discussion earlier, and Matt loves Eminem, which is great. And Eminem is awesome. He's really
He
good.
was really
Okay,
rooting for Eminem there,
I
man.
think we know now why Snoop is a bigger deal than Eminem. And y'all could just save your hate mail, okay? I'm not trashing Eminem. And Eminem, if you want to come on the show, Marshall, come on down, man. We can talk about the Lions. We can talk about the Tigers up there. We can talk about how Michigan just got their brains beaten in by the Dogs, whatever. But I'm not hating on Eminem. But I think last night saw where, and I've seen Snoop live, and he's really good live. Now I'm sure Eminem is really good live too. But you saw why I think Eminem, why Snoop has had such a fingerprint on rap and on popular music
On
for such a
culture,
long
man.
a
I
culture
mean,
too, yeah, in a way, a culture in a way that Eminem did not. Although, that would discount what Eminem had at the turn of the century. When we were graduating from college, way too many guys that had shorter hair, kind of like yours, they would
mm.
dye their hair that color that he had at the time, and that's how much effect Eminem had on the culture at the time. But I thought it was I thought it was really good. I thought Mary J. Blige was good, but Dr. Dre, you know,
See, Mary J. The consensus among the people I've been talking to was that she did not do well. So that
yeah,
no
I
one
don't know what
liked
to
it.
tell you.
I don't know. Like I said, it's corny to say
If
mixed reviews, but like really mixed reviews from people,
if it
like
were,
a lot
I'll
of
tell you
people from
this.
both sides.
I'll tell you this. It doesn't matter who is on the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter the teams. It doesn't matter the music in the middle. Everybody's always got something bad to say about it, about the Super Bowl. There's plenty of virtue signaling, which is just, I mean, we get enough of that in our society to begin with. I thought it was really good. I thought Katy Perry a few years ago was really good. I
I
don't think
thought Lady
anybody.
Gaga was awesome.
Lady Gaga was good back in the day. Listen, U2 after 9/11 was really hard to top. I think, and this was before that, but when NSYNC and Britney Spears were there in 2000 or 99 or 2001 or whenever that was really good. But nobody's ever going to be better than Prince was. It's hard to top that because it's Prince, first of all, and he's a musical genius. God bless him, rest in peace. But everybody always has a problem with something about the Super Bowl because a third of the country watches it all at the same time. Everybody's got something to say. I am so happy for Matthew. He is clearly a Hall of Famer, right? I don't
Yeah,
think there's
yeah.
any
He's
question
the
about that.
that argument
That
over
drive.
as of last night.
Oh, won you
Argument
over.
over. No, well, I thought that he was probably already a Hall of Famer, but I think the argument's over. I think that he's a Hall of Famer. He's only gonna the numbers are only gonna keep adding up. I mean, he's on that pace to be top 10 in all the major stat categories for a quarterback. So
Yeah, but would he be considered a top 10 quarterback of all time? Probably not. You
I
know,
think if he got another ring and it's
he
too early for
totally
that.
could.
Way too
Well,
early
he
for that. But
certainly
that
could. Let me just say this, Ryan, and you can say that right afterwards.
okay, okay.
They have a very clear path consistently that no one in the AFC does, and that's why Matthew could win another one.
The next 2 years, I think, are that team's window because that team
Hmm.
doesn't have a future. The team is now the
Right,
present is the next. The
and
present
that's
was
why I would say
this
they
year and
probably
the next
won't.
2 years,
They
which is
probably will
why
not win
they're
another one.
not, and they're not. It's not like going to be some dynasty. If they win another one, it'll be one more. But next year, I think there's going to be a lot of shakeups on as far as rosters go in the next couple months. So it's too early to say.
Let me
But
ask.
yeah, they could win again next year. Back to back doesn't happen, but they could win again next year.
Here. So I'm assuming you would take Aaron Rodgers over Matthew Stafford if you were starting your organization.
With their ages too. I mean,
Okay, whatever. It's just a general question.
if I'm trying to win a Super Bowl this year, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers over Matthew
Okay,
Stafford.
why doesn't Aaron Rodgers? What's the holdup there? Like, why does he have one ring?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the game against in the divisional this year, it's like you should have beat the crap out of that team. I mean,
He
you guys
doesn't
should have.
though.
And the snow started falling, and all of a sudden he couldn't make a good ball, and he was just making bad decisions. He just has crumbled in so many big moments. And that Super Bowl run that he did have was so long ago, and
Yeah.
he wasn't necessarily exceptional during that run. It was the following couple years after is when everyone was like, "Wow, Aaron Rodgers is that dude." It wasn't during that Super Bowl run. So
He's always really been good, though. I mean, he's been exceptional.
he's one of the 2 or 3 best throwers of the football that I've witnessed in my life. So
I was talking with someone earlier today who's been around the block for a while. I think they're right too. I would take Matthew's arm over anybody, even Mahomes. And I think that Matthew has,
ah, you
yeah.
know who I'm starting to really fall in love with as a quarterback? Josh Allen. That dude is
Oh no,
good, man.
he's a really good quarterback. He can't do the stuff that Mahomes and Matthew can in terms of
He
throwing the
was damn
football.
near close. Did you watch that game? Bills Chiefs. Did you
I
watch
watched
Bills
him.
Chiefs?
I'm not hating on him. Again, I'm not hated on anything other than the mixed reviews comments. I mean,
Why Matthew's arm over? You're saying Matthew has the best arm in football.
I think he might.
I think he might have the biggest arm in football. I don't think he has the best arm. I would take Mahomes and
Well,
Rodgers' arm over Matthew Stafford's arm.
yeah, I would say Mahomes certainly is right there with him, but I don't. Has Aaron Rodgers ever done what Matthew did last night? I'm asking.
What do What do you mean?
Take his team down to win a Super Bowl. I mean, did he do that against the Steelers? I feel like they kind of comfortably won that game,
The
which is
Steelers had a big fumble at the end. The defense, so the Steelers like blew that game a little bit.
okay.
No, but I've seen Rodgers just make throws that I'm not sure that Matthew can.
Oh, that's total bullshit. I don't know
I'm
what
not
your
talking,
generation calls it, cap
dude,
or
man.
whatever.
I love
Come on
Matthew
now. Come
Stafford.
on.
I
Come
love
on.
Matthew Stafford.
He
I
just
love Matthew
threw
Stafford.
a completely no look pass. Let me know
Oh,
if
it
Aaron
was
Rodgers
sick,
does
man.
that.
It was sick. Well, Patrick Mahomes does that. I'm just saying. I love
Hey,
Matthew
I love
Stafford,
Patrick
but I gotta play
Mahomes.
devil's advocate against you right here because I don't think
Okay.
he has the best arm in football. I think there's
Well, it
2 or
might be
3 better
Mahomes.
arms.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
and I think.
Come on now. Come on.
Oh
Two or
man,
three.
dude,
So Mahomes and
where's this
Rodgers, I
coming
guess.
from? How long have you
It's
thought
coming.
this?
It's coming from being based in reality. Okay. Let me go for a second here.
Uh,
Hold on one second here. You know, I watched Matthew, obviously at Georgia, plenty, but I watched him in Detroit too. He had nothing around him, and Rodgers, to be fair, has had a lot of nothing in Green Bay for a while too. Okay, but he won them that game last night. I mean, and I'm asking, when did Aaron Rodgers win the game? And I'm looking at the
no,
thing
he
here where they
didn't. He
won
hasn't
it.
done that, but that's nothing to do with
Right,
their
he hasn't done
arms.
it. Okay, no, no, hold on though. Matthew did it not just once, not twice, but 3 times in a row, man, to win, come from behind, wins in
No,
the
this
fourth
was an
quarter
amazing
in the
playoff game,
playoff.
man. The throw that sticks out to me the most was a couple games ago against Tampa Bay. That drive that bombed the Cooper Cup over the
Yeah,
top,
yeah,
right,
that was a beautiful throw.
right to the yeah.
Yeah, that's a very
So
difficult throw,
it,
and he got
that was an awesome
hammered.
throw.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean these
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
We have entered the golden age of quarterbacks, and as good as it was with, I don't know if we've ever had better than this. I mean, I really don't, and I'm not being a prisoner of the
Right
moment.
now, like
That
this season was awesome.
no, no, no. Well, this season, yes. I mean, you're talking about the guy at the Bills. He might not. I mean, including Tom Brady, who's just retired. He might not be a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
He,
Oh no.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, he
Okay.
is. He is a top
Okay.
five
All right.
quarterback.
All right. So Mahomes is in front of him, no question. Tom Brady's in front of him, no question. Aaron
No,
Rodgers is in front of him, no
Tom's
question.
not. We're
No,
not
I
putting Tom.
said that. Do you listen? Are these working for you? I said
Yeah,
he
well,
too
not if
retired.
you
Yeah, yeah.
scream at me like that.
Okay, no, no, wait, you got okay. Listen, definitely Tom Brady's in front of
Okay,
Josh
we're
Allen.
going this
Right?
season. Who are the top five
Yeah.
quarterbacks this season?
I'm trying to spit it out. Definitely Tom Brady, no question.
Tom, Rodgers,
Rodgers, Mahomes,
Mahomes,
no question. There, we're not fighting about these things.
Josh Allen,
No, Matthew Stafford just won the Super Bowl.
Stafford.
Okay, so I said
Those are the
maybe.
top five. Those were the top
Yeah.
five quarterbacks
Now
this
I'm
season.
leaving people out. I mean, I
Who are
don't
we?
like Lamar. I do not like Lamar Jackson better than him. I do
No,
not like.
he's
I'm
not that
not sure.
good.
I'm not sure. I don't like Joe Burrow better, but I'm not going to fight that right now.
Over Josh Allen?
Right, we're going to have this discussion right now. I didn't say Trevor Lawrence. I said Joe Burrow. I said somebody's actually done something so far. All right. Now I'm going to give Josh Allen right now over Joe Burrow, but it ain't by like a lot.
Justin Herbert? What about Justin Herbert?
That's another one. See,
He's good
man,
too,
he's
man.
really good. That's what I'm saying. Now, some people will go nuts saying, "Hey, you can't put Matthew in front of him." And I say, "Okay, I mean, what he just did, what Matthew
Oh,
just did
Matthew's
was
better than
really
Justin
impressive."
Herbert.
No,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Matthew over Josh Allen. Okay, a lot of people would not do that, and I was like, "Okay, fine," but
If I'm
uh,
starting my
j-
team, I would pick Josh Allen over Matthew Stafford.
right now because of age, or just generally
That's
speaking.
a little bit, but I think
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen has only gotten better and better every single year, and it's been exponential.
And the thing about
And
that guy is he does stuff that,
he
like
can
with the
move,
run
man.
game, yeah, and it's an amazing. We have entered the golden age of quarterbacks, and I mean, I'm not a giant Russell Wilson guy. I could do without Russell Wilson, generally speaking. Kyler Murray is a lot of fun as a joystick quarterback. He is fun to watch. But I agree with you. I mean, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, these young AFC and the guy at the Chargers, these young AFC quarterbacks, not even including Lamar Jackson, who's won an MVP. That's five
Yeah.
guys right there. They're all, I think, on their first contract. Mahomes is not, but you get my point. They are all younger guys.
I think they're all younger than 26.
We are in the golden age of quarterbacks in this league, and they are, and that doesn't include Rodgers, Stafford, Brady just left. I mean, they were on the NFC side of
Matt,
things.
go ahead and say it. Matt Ryan.
Well, I think Matt Ryan too, for sure. But I think, and I was talking to somebody else today. I mean, Stafford definitely in front of Ryan, but Matt Ryan, I don't know how. I mean, I know how he's got to be a Hall of Fame guy, right?
Yeah, it's right. I mean, he's got the MVP too.
Okay, but every MVP is not a Hall of Famer necessarily. Like, is Lamar Jackson a Hall of Fame guy?
Not yet, but I'm saying Matt Ryan's already top 10 in those major stats, and he's only going to keep climbing over the
But
next
Matt,
2
Matt Matt Ryan would not be a top 10 overall quarterback in all time.
years. No, no, no. But
See, and I think
I
that's
think
what's
he's
going
Hall
to
of Fame.
get held against Matthew too over time is, being in Detroit is not as bad as being in Atlanta, but it's not that far. All right. No, I said that the wrong way. Being in Atlanta is not at all as bad as being
I
in
was about to
Detroit.
say that.
Yeah, no, but it's not. But it's the futility of the franchises is in the same universe, and I think that uh, Baker Mayfield went number one overall not that long ago, right? Think about
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Oh, over Josh Allen, over Lamar Jackson.
who is a better NFL quarterback, Matthew Stafford or Ben Roethlisberger?
Mm.
Right. So see, Matthew still has a little bit more to go because Roethlisberger's got
That's a
those two
tough one,
championships.
man.
Yeah, but
He's
a
got
lot of
2,
people,
but that first one,
first one wasn't him, right?
the first
Allegedly.
one wasn't him.
Well, people can't
That
say that
defense.
about this one.
No,
But
Matthew had a
Ben,
great playoff run.
he
Matthew had a
did.
great playoff run. He had a great season. The Rams bought in to get a Super Bowl, and it worked. And I love Matthew Stafford. One of the he's a damn good dog, and he got a ring. A couple other dogs got a ring last night. Sony Michelle
Man,
and Leonard Floyd.
Leonard Floyd is something else, man.
He's so long.
I mean, that's what they're getting for that kid from Appling County, whose name I can't remember. Now he ain't gonna be
Oh,
Leonard
number
Floyd.
9, that number 9 kid
Yeah, that
who was
guy. I
playing
mean, that.
receiver too. I
Yeah, I
forget his
mean,
name.
I was
Robinson?
impressed.
No,
I was impressed with him. But anyway, I don't want to kind of go too far with it. But I mean, I remember, Leonard, you can see it. You can see it with guys when they're young. Oh, one other thing here. I talked about this earlier today. We're going too long. But, who of the guys who are on Georgia's roster this second at quarterback would you think would be most likely to win a Super Bowl? You got Stetson, Brock, Carson, and Gunnar Stockton right now. Those guys are on the roster. Who gives you the most, who has the best ability to win it in the future? Because remember, while you're thinking,
Brock.
yeah, I think Brock too. But
Brock.
I don't know that it means he's the best guy for Georgia in the future. Um, I'll end with this, and I don't do this a lot. But isn't Urban Meyer an idiot? Let's just be honest. I mean, doesn't this year confirm it? I mean,
Yeah.
you've got in this season, you have had two quarterbacks that played for a national championship, have gone on to be number one draft picks. I would still take Burrow, but that doesn't matter. I would still take Trevor Lawrence, but over Trevor. But what are you doing? I mean, like, what's the guy doing? You don't think you could have won the national championship with Joe Burrow at Ohio State? And then you just go to, I think Trevor's going to recover from this, but there's just no, you don't ever know.
It's
Your
a
start
bad
matters.
organization,
It
man.
is a bad
Bad
organization.
organization. It
And
might
and
be
the
one of those things where like he flourishes in a couple years somewhere else. But the Jaguars are going to be hard pressed to let him go.
Was Burrow better in his first year than Trevor was? I'd have to go back and look. I
Yeah,
mean, he was, but he
not
got beat up.
exponentially, but yeah, he was
Yeah,
better.
he got beat
He
up a
was
lot
better.
too.
And we'll see what Trevor does in year two, and this time you'll have Travis Etienne, his backfield buddy. So he didn't have
That'll
him
help.
last year. I think it'll help in a way. I don't know if it'll be significant, but
But like,
uh,
here's the
it's too
thing,
soon
Ryan.
to tell.
We saw last night running backs just don't matter.
I thought it mattered on that last drive when you had your backup running back in there and you run. The play calling from the Bengals on that last drive was really bad.
All right, so listen, it
Really
is
bad.
their backup. It is their backup, but he's their third. He's their two minute guy at running back. It's just what that's
But
not. It's
Joe
not.
Mixon, that doesn't make sense to me because Joe Mixon is so much better suited for that situation.
Well, it's
And
what
Joe
it is
Mixon is
though.
a top 10 running back in the league. So it's like,
And
I
okay,
just
so
get
if
frustrated
Joe,
watching poor decision making.
I'm not gonna let me just get back to my original point, which is that if Joe Mixon is a top 10 back and he had 60 yards last night, that tells you exactly where we are as a league in the NFL. I
They
know we
don't
had a lot
matter
of
as much, man.
they just don't matter. They're a dime a dozen, and
They're
you know
replaceable.
completely replaceable. Everybody's replaceable, but nothing like an NFL running back. I mean, Todd Gurley's not even in the league right now,
No, he's a complete
and I don't, I don't know
afterthought.
if he
And
ever
he was the
will.
best running back in the league a few years ago. So
Yeah, a beast. He
he was
is the
him and
best.
him and Le'Veon Bell. That was awesome.
I wonder where Herschel would be in today's NFL because I don't think he would have had the same career. Herschel, if this is another discussion for another time, but you know, if it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you got to really look a little harder at Herschel Walker. If it's the NFL Hall of Fame, he probably does not deserve to be in. Okay, but it does say Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I realize those are it's like bourbon and whiskey, right? Like one, one is not necessarily the other. All right, look, we're going to do these more often. I really thanks for coming on and let me prove how wrong you were about so many different topics.
Oh no, Josh Allen's a top 5 quarterback. That's the
I'm
end
not
of, end
saying
of story.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying you could find a way to get five people in front of him, but that included Tom Brady, who will
Yeah,
not be here next year. Just for me, right this
we'll
second,
see. We'll see if he sticks to that decision. I'm not completely sold yet.
no, he's going to. Look, his wife ain't gonna allow it. I got Mahomes at one, and I'd have to get a better list, but Rodgers is in
Here, well, next week, let's
right
have
in
our list
there.
together ready for the next week, and we'll
All
compare.
right, and you get your all-time Georgia quarterback list ready too.
Okay, all right, top 5 or what? How deep?
Quarterbacks probably just five,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
because
Ooh,
otherwise we're gonna be.
this could be this is an interesting conversation actually. That'll be a
Is
fun one.
is 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 Stetson Bennett in your top five? We'll leave it there. All right. Well, no,
Answer the
other that.
question now.
Yeah. No. We'll talk about it then.
You're
Thanks
gonna
for
have to
watching.
watch next week.
Yeah, of course. Cliffhanger. All right. Bye bye.